Hello, the greatest Agatha Mind family. How are you all doing? Thank you so dearly for always supporting us. I really appreciate. If today the first time you are coming across this wonderful, great family, or you are seeing my face for the first time, I still remain your one and only Agatha Progress, and I bring it to you back to back. Remember, we react to all videos, and your opinion is highly needed. So let's dive into what is happening today, and I will be right back.
You know what? Too bad, because some people, I'm getting a lot of confirmation. People are sending messages. People are sending confirmation. People already know that this is who we are. This is a uniting factor. They don't want Mazin Kanu to succeed. That's why they are trying to make sure you don't know who you are. Because that's what they did to us centuries ago. To make sure to wipe our history, wipe everything about us, knowing we can never be free if we don't know who we are. So that's the lie of the devil. We know who we are. We are the people of Idu. We are the people of the ancients. We are the people who in our land, that's where the garden of Idu, where God will come down to visit mankind and go back. And that's why God is trying to bring the kingdom of heaven on earth. And this is what the Luciferians don't want us to achieve. And that's why they will lie to you with, oh, wait for our leader to come out. Our leader has our flag in his hand. We're going to do everything possible to bring him out, and he will raise that flag. If you're busy fighting, who cares about a name? The message didn't say change your name. The message said we need to acknowledge who we are. The message said we have to know the truth, and only the truth shall make us free. The message said we have to be whiter than white and whiter than snow. The message says we have to atone for our sins. And then we can get our freedom. And I'm going to keep on releasing that message until it gets to everybody's ear. And God alone knows when to release our leader. God knows when we are ready in our heart, when we have made expectations. So I'm going to keep on screaming and saying it. Don't forget that the Bible says that the hearing, faith cometh by hearing, hearing by the word of God. Faith cometh by hearing, hearing by the word of God. Faith cometh by hearing, hearing by the word of God. Those are the words of the Lord. And I'm going to keep on saying it until we hear it, until we know it, until we acknowledge it, until we become who we are and who we're supposed to be. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Nelly. I understand. I'm so happy that you understand that this is a task that must be done, and that there are so many foolish people. Just like we said, there are so many foolish and ignorant people. What that is the meaning. So when ignorant people come, instead of them to ask question directly, they will twist everything. Just like you are talking right now. Somebody put in the comment section. Somebody put in the comment section, said from Joshua Obi, we know that is a fake name. He says, so if we answer Idu, they will release Mazinam Kanu, mad people everywhere. That is, you see what they are talking now. So he said that, so you said if we answer Idu now, that they are going to release Mazinam Kanu. But that is not the message that you are passing. The message is that we need to know who we are, our identity, so that we can be free. Period. That is simple. As simple as that. So the
flyers that I've sent, I've never seen a flyer where I say we must change our name. All my flyers say we have to know who we are. We have to acknowledge who we are. Nobody is saying anything about changing names. When we're ready to change our name, we'll change our name as a nation. But we have to acknowledge who we are. We are the people of Idu. We are the people of the ancient. This is who we are. Our history has been wiped out. They've tried to exterminate us. We understand that. That's what the instruction says, to understand and acknowledge who we are. So don't listen to those lies. They are sons of Lucifer. They are agents of darkness, and they cannot stop us. Our leader said that towards the end, after reading the book of Psalms, that things that are stranger than fiction will happen. Strange things will happen. Even these sons of darkness, they are part of the strange things. How would anybody argue with that? If somebody is saying this is what is going to help us be free, this is what is going to help us, our leader to be released, why are you hesitant in doing it? Because of envy and jealousy and wickedness. But it's not going to stop the hands of God. God has a timeline. God has a timetable. God is doing his own thing. And nobody can stop him. I'm only a messenger that will release the message whenever I'm giving it to. It's left for God to do what he needs to do with the message. My assignment is to make sure I keep telling people This is who we are. This is our name. And we have to do this, acknowledge this to be free. I'm going to keep on saying it. The more I say, the more people will. And it's only God that is touching the heart of people, directing them, making them listen to it and making them understand. People are doing all kinds of research. I have tons and tons of information. Even some of the information I receive, I don't even have time to read it. I'm so amazed. I'm so shocked. I'm like, really? How can people do this kind of thing to their fellow human beings? People have no idea the type of damages that these people did to us. So please, we're going to keep on preaching. God will release our leader when he feels that this message has been heard enough. And nobody said anything about changing names. Believe me, our name is still going to change regardless. Even before our leader, I got a message. I told our leader, this is what God said. Our leader said, I know. He said, our name is going to change. It's not going to be Biafra. My Mazi Nandikani said, yes, he knows. He confirmed that message because he already know. He said, when the time comes. So when the time comes, we're still going to change our name. Now all we need to do is acknowledge who we are. Because we have to know the truth. The truth will make us free. The truth will make our leader free. The truth will make our nation free. And it doesn't matter who is opposing it. It doesn't stop God from doing what he wants to do. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And then I will go straight to the topic of today. The topic says Biafra, a name designed as a tool to exterminate the children of light from the surface of the earth. And I think this is a very important topic that many people, so many people that still having confusion and they don't understand what we are talking about. I believe today, or at the end of this program, people will be able to understand it further. But before I give you opportunity to say something about this, in one of your letter or memo, you said that Biafra has been sold and we cannot eat our cake and have it. You also said that Ojugu, the eternal leader of Biafra, was again betrayed and manipulated into selling Biafra by the people he trusted without knowing it and without getting a dime for it. Wasurike and others sold Biafra and got paid handsomely for it. And Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the supreme leader of Biafra, refused to sell Biafra. Then he was sold in exchange by the people he trusted. Then I'm just jumping and picking some things. Then you said Biafra was designed for us to sell and for us to die because a covenant is a covenant. Please, can you so then you now went further to say, I think this is where this topic came from. The earlier we rise up and reject the name Biafra, the earlier we stop selling and dying. And the earlier our freedom comes and the earlier our blood ceases to water the land is exchanged. Biafra has been sold and we cannot eat our cake and have it. That statement alone is a statement that many people will be arguing with you. So many people that don't understand, they will be arguing with you. You said that Biafra has been sold and we cannot eat our cake and have it. That they have been killing us every day because of the name Biafra. And somebody said, is it because they are killing us, we have to change our name? Or we have to run away from the name? Or we have to reject the name? So I would like you to start this conversation in that angle. Why do you say that Biafra has been sold?
Okay. So why I said that Biafra has been sold is because Biafra has been sold. So we're going to go back to the history of why the name Biafra and why are we dying? What is going on with that name? So Biafra has been sold. Let me go straight to that question. During the Biafran Civil War, these uncircumcised sons of Edom, we are not expecting for us to put as much resistance as we did. They were hoping that because they had all these countries working with them, they were hoping that it's going to take them a couple of months to wipe us out and take over our land. It didn't happen that way. We kept fighting on. We kept manufacturing our own thing because that's who we are. And we were fighting them. We were not just resisting them, we were fighting them. They were dying and dying in numbers, in great numbers, beyond their expectation. because they thought it was going to take them, a twinkling of an eye to wipe us out and take over our land. It didn't happen. What did they do? They manipulated our supreme leader, our eternal leader. They placed people around him, evil people. Lucifer sent people around him to deceive him, to lie, people he trusted, to lie to him, to deceive him, to manipulate him. When they found out there's no way they're going to conquer us, they come up with a lie. In their religion, it's okay, it's called tekiya, it's obtaining by trick. It's okay to lie and obtain whatever you want to obtain from the person. So they lied to our leader. They lied to Ojukwu, they manipulated him. They wanted him to stop the war. And they said there's no victor and there's no vanquished. No victor, no vanquished. That was the trick they came with. And he agreed, he believed them, but it was a lie. After we gave up, we stopped fighting. They still vanquished us. They still enslaved us. They still believed that they conquered us. But it was a lie, it was a deceit. And who did they use? They used the people that our leader, Ojukwu, trusted to convince him to give up. If we have insisted, it would have taken us a couple of months to win that battle. When they realized that we were winning that battle, they deceived him, they lied to him, they manipulated him. And it only worked because we already had a covenant with the people that suppressed us. Europeans, they all came around. All the world leaders that served Satan, Lucifer was using them. They used them to manipulate us, to have established a covenant, which I'm going to talk about in the future. This covenant was to make sure that we get killed every time until we become extinct. And that's why they started this war. People that had an agreement with Ojukwu went behind his back because they already know their plan. Their plan is to start a war and eliminate us. That's why the Aburi Accord failed. They knew what they were doing. They knew they were not going to agree to what Ojukwu was saying. They knew they would use this to start a war. When they start that war, they intended to finish us up. That's why after all the agreement, they went back because they knew their agenda. They knew what they wanted to do. They thought that they would have taken that opportunity to eliminate us. They knew they were going to get into a war with us. What they didn't know is that we're going to resist them because we're the children of light, because we're the people of Idu. They didn't expect the resistance that we put up. So they fought and fought. They did all kinds of things. They stabbed us. We died in the millions. And we still kept fighting. When they realized that we are about to win this war, Lucifer still used people just like they're using, like they used people to manipulate and lie to our leader. Then Lucifer sent people to manipulate our eternal leader, Ojukwu, to give up on the war. Which if we have just insisted and probably a couple of months, would have been free. But that's because there's a covenant that is binding us. There is something that our great-grandfathers did that is still binding us and holding us hostage. That's why we gave up. That's why we're still giving up. That is why we are in bondage right now with a couple of other things. So after our leader, Ojukwu, gave up, even though they said no victor, no vanquish, guess what? They intensified the damages that we are doing to us. They intensified the killings. They intensified all the evil that they've been doing to the children of light. Because they are liars. Because devil is their father. Devil is the father of all lies. They serve Lucifer. They worship Baal. They do child sacrifice. They commit all manner of evil. And that's why they didn't want the kingdom of heaven and earth to come. That's why they didn't want the children of light to prevail. That's why they lied to Ojukwu and said to give up the war, no victor, no vanquish. They know what they were doing. They know that if they had left us, we would have won that war. But because we have an evil around us, we have a covenant, an agreement. There was a blood sacrifice that was done, that was still binding us and holding us hostage. That's why our leader agreed and gave up. No victor, no vanquish. Look at us now. And they still treat us like vanquished people. So that's what I have to say about that question.
Wow. So you talked, I mean, this conversation is deep.
It's deep. We don't have to we can continue another day. It's deep.
Yes.
It's deep.
Yes. So I want you to, because that conversation is deep, let's leave that conversation. I believe you have brought it out. We will continue more on that. Let's talk about this, when you say you reject the name Biafra. Is it because they are killing us? Is it because of this very issue or reason? Or why do you reject the name Biafra, please?
Okay. First of all, I love Biafra. I grew up hearing about the Biafran War. Every one of us loved Biafra. I was involved in the zoo politics until when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was in prison and when I started listening to his message. I knew that even in the zoo, we are not living like human beings. There was something terribly wrong with us. And one of my missions was to help alleviate, help make changes. So then I was still involved in Nigerian politics until I heard the voice of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. I went back to listen to a couple of his messages. And that's when I realized that I was putting my effort in the wrong place. Because the zoo could not be salvaged. There's a demon that is in charge of the zoo. And there's no salvation for the zoo. And after listening to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, I realized that I am a Biafran. I began to love that name, Biafra. I began to ask questions about how the war, what happened during the war. I began to read history about the war. And just like every other typical Biafran, I was in love with Biafra. Until recently, I began to understand what is going on. I began to understand that the name Biafra was designed as a tool to destroy us. It's a tool that the enemy, that Lucifer and his agents designed to destroy us. There was an agreement between world powers. There were rituals, there are things, there were incantations, there were so many things that were done. And I said that a covenant is a covenant because we, our own people, agreed to that evil agreement. We even gave our children, we gave our virgins, we gave our sons, we gave our children as part of that ritual. Our blood was used as a sacrifice for that ritual. The ritual is intended to have us die. The ritual is we have to be shedding our blood, dying until we get exterminated. That was the original plan. And they gave us that name as a cloak, as an instrument that is meant to be destroying us. The more we answer Biafra, the more we're going to get killed. Because there was something done to that name. After I realized it, I knew that this is, you can, if somebody is hurting you because they gave you a name, what is wrong for you to reject that name? It doesn't necessarily have to be a name. If they are saying that, oh, you're a thief, you know you're not a thief. Can't you come up and say, no, I'm not a thief? What's stopping you from rejecting that word thief if you're not one? How come we have never asked ourselves a question? How come? Okay, let me give you an instance. Let me say let's say this is Biafra. Have you ever wondered if anybody is coming, as soon as they take sight of, they run. As soon as they hear the name Biafra, they run. As soon as they come in contact with Biafra, they run. Have you asked yourself, how come nobody wants to talk about Biafra? How come nobody wants to hear the name Biafra? How come the name Biafra is untouchable? Why is it so repulsive to people? Why is it so fearful? Why are people so afraid to talk about Biafra? Why are people so afraid to have anything to deal with Biafra? Even when America, instead of referring to Biafra, they will say Christians. They will say people of the eastern region, people of the eastern part of Nigeria. Christians in the Eastern part, they will never use the word Biafra. Nobody wants to touch that name, Biafra. Have any of us wondered why? Is our name the worst name on the planet Earth? It's technically, Biafra sounds so beautiful in the ear. How come nobody wants to hear the word Biafra? How come nobody wants to deal with the name Biafra? How come nobody wants to talk about the people of Biafra? How come we are killed and killed and killed and killed every single day? Even our penises, the penises of our young men are being used to make pepper soup in other countries. How come our kidney is being used? Nobody's saying anything about it. How come our livers are being used? Nobody's saying anything. How come our young men are being slaughtered every day? Nobody's saying anything about it. Nobody in the world is saying anything about it. Have you ever wondered why? Why are people running away from the name Biafra? Like they're going to die, and actually they're going to die. They know the implication of dealing with Biafra and the name Biafra. They know the spiritual implications. They know what has been done to that name. They don't want to mess with that. It's our job to fix it. It's not the job of the world to fix it. There are world leaders that came together, worshippers of Baal, the agents of darkness, agents of Lucifer. They all came together and conspired against us and made an agreement, a deceit. They lied. Our ancestors agreed to the manipulation. They manipulated us, gave us that name as a tool that would be used to kill and destroy us. They gave it to us like a cloak, and we wore it, and we are celebrating it, and we are dying every day. And nobody wants to touch it because it's a covenant. It's an agreement. Nobody can break that covenant except us. Lucifer did not force us. Lucifer lied to our ancestors, deceived them, manipulated them, and they gave things in exchange. And we gave them our children as part of the sacrifice. And they killed it to seal. It's a blood covenant. You cannot break a blood covenant just like that. And that agreement, the agreement is that we're going to keep on dying. That name is going to be an excuse that will be used to kill us until they exterminate us from the surface of the earth. That is the purpose of conniving and giving us that name. Some fool will come and tell you, oh, it's Biafra, Biafra. What does that mean? Where is Biafra? When did the name come up? Some people even said, oh, it was in the 18th century. It was in the map. Somebody sent me a map. First of all, I'm going to ask them, who is in charge of the internet? Who developed the internet? Who is going to make the map? Who is going to put it for you to find it? How come our name, the Idu people, is nowhere on the internet, but you are able to find the bit of Biafra and the map of Biafra for 18th century? Who made that map? Who deposited it in the internet for you to find? How come they didn't put our own information about who we are in the internet for us to find? And you're going to lie. They say, oh, it was there in the 18th century. How come when Opigo, when they were having a meeting, Opigo suggested the name to our eternal leader, Ojukwu, Biafra. And Ojukwu asked, why Biafra? And he said, I will tell you later on. Ojukwu, being a kind-hearted man, he trusts the people. He loves his people. He trusts them. He never believed anybody can be evil and manipulative. And Ojukwu said, okay. All he wanted is freedom for his people. When Opigo suggested the name, he said, okay. If the map was there 18th century or even before the world was created, why would Ojukwu ask Opigo, so why Biafra? So what is about Biafra? Why Biafra? Why would he, our eternal leader, be asking that question? This is a question that I need these people to ask. If our name Biafra was already established and it's been there forever and ever, why would Ojukwu not even come with Biafra? Why would Opigo be suggesting Biafra to him? They concocted this ritual. They did everything. And bear in mind, they've been doing this for centuries, for almost 1,000 years ago. That is what the devil, they don't understand that this battle is between light and darkness. This is Lucifer fighting God. Lucifer knew that the only way to fight God is to fight us, because we are beloved of God. Because they know that our nation represents the kingdom of heaven on earth. And the devil is fighting God. It's not necessarily about us. It's a way to get God, to make sure that what God proposes for man is not fulfilled. That's why the Lucifer contracted all the leaders of the world. They conspired against this nation of Idu. And they gave us this Biafra. And they did what they did to the name. The name symbolized death to us. The name symbolized all kinds of evil. Look at us selling ourselves. We sell ourselves, we are dying. We betraying ourselves, we are selling ourselves. All manner of evil. Is it not by God's grace that we are still existing on this earth? They came up with this name. It's a cloak of death. They gave it to us. We wore it and agreed. And we keep dying. Those are part of the rituals that was done with the name. Anybody, if you say you're a Christian, go and pray, go and do your fasting and see what God reveals to you about what I'm saying. If you're a traditionalist, go to whoever you consult. Go and do Alpha, do whatever. Make inquiry about the name Biafra. Just say, I want to know what is involved. What is it about this Biafra? And see what you get, what will be revealed to you. See what God will show you. Ask yourself, how come anybody that sees this name will run? Will run like their life depends on it? How come nobody wants to touch the issue of Biafra? They can touch the issue of anybody else in the world. They will never touch the issue of Biafra. How come nobody wants to hear Biafra or see Biafra? They don't even want to pronounce Biafra with their mouth. Have you ever asked yourself why? What is in this name? Why is this name so repulsive? Why are people so scared to deal with anything that has to do with this name? Ask yourself that question. And why would you want to be dying because of this name? What did they do to this name? Why are we dying because of this name? Why is nobody coming to our help because of this name? Why is everybody so scared to touch or talk about this name? These are the questions that you need to ask yourself. Maybe this will help open your eyes and you will see what they did to us. If you want to kill a dog, you give it a bad name. What does that name signify spiritually? How come we are dying every day and nobody cares? Even the people that care are too scared to deal with it. They don't want to talk about it. It's almost like they're going to die if they talk about it. I believe they will die if they talk about it. If they try to change the things that were done, they will die. I believe it. That's why they are so scared. That's why it's in our own hands to set ourselves free. And that's the reason I said that I'm rejecting that name Biafra. If the name Biafra is what is being used to kill me, I am going to reject that name because I want to live. I want to be alive. If the name is a name that is designed to kill my people, that's why I'm screaming loud and telling us we cannot accept a name that is designed to kill and destroy us. Look at what we are doing to ourselves. Betrayal everywhere. Betrayal in the morning, betrayal in the afternoon, betrayal at night. Why? Why do we love money so much? Why are we selling our own flesh and blood? Why are we pointing fingers to fellow IPOB members? Why are we taking just 100,000 and we're going to give up a brother and a sister? Do you think we're just doing it just because we're so evil? We are doing it because of what has been put to us. And it was not forced on us. It was an agreement. It was a covenant. And we're going to keep on suffering. We're going to keep on dying because of that name until we change. We're going to keep on selling one another. We're going to keep on betraying one another. We're going to keep on committing all kinds of evil against us. Because that is the way it was designed. That is what that name was designed for. Until we wake up and ask questions, we're going to keep dying. Somebody said, oh, Biafra, what do you mean? Many people have died because of this name. Yes, many people have died and many people will continue to die until we do something about it. Until we start to ask questions. What is it in this name? How come when anybody hears this name, they will run? How come we keep dying because of this name? It's like they have a legal right to kill us. They have a legal right to destroy us. They have a legal right to exterminate us. Why? Are we the only nation in the world? Are we the only people in the world? Why did they give us this name that's been killing us and nobody wants to talk about it? Nobody wants to discuss it. Nobody wants to deal with it. Have you ever asked yourself question why? And then why would somebody be angry with me because I said I reject the name that is killing me? You call me a name, and because of that name, you keep killing me, and nobody wants to talk about it. Nobody even wants to recognize that I exist. Nobody even wants to recognize that my blood is being spilled on the ground, water to renew the evil they did. It's a ritual. It's a sacrifice to keep on renewing the agreement. Why would I agree to continue to die? What is so special in that name that we're going to keep on dying? That is the question you have to ask yourself before you try to say something to me about saying that I reject that name. People have changed their names. I know in my own village, in my own clan, we changed our name after a while. After we had stories of things that were done in the past, we changed our name. And when we changed our name, everything changed. Our young men and young women in our clan started being very, very successful. In the Bible, God have changed names that did not work. Abraham's name was not working. It was not in line with the plan of God for him. God had to change the name of Abraham to Abraham. Sarah's name was not in line with God's destiny. With the plan God had for Sarah, the name was not in line with it, and God had to change the name and give Sarah a name. When you say it out, it manifests your destiny. God changed it. God changed the name of Jacob. God changed so many names in the Bible. Why is it important for God to change their name? Now ask yourself, why is these leaders, why was it important for them to connive with Britain and all the leaders of the world? Why was it important for them to connive and convince us, take away our name and give us Biafra? Why did they have to change our name? And now this name is killing us. Why are we finding it difficult to change to what we want? Our name spells prosperity. Just at the mention of our name, the angels of God will come from heaven and fight our battle. Why is it difficult when we are who we are, when we answered our name? Just the name Idu was a protection. The angels of the Lord surrounded us. Nobody can invade, nobody can come in to attack us. Why did they make sure to get rid of that name so that they can invade and
answering the name Biafra? Because I know you said it that it was this man that suggested the name to Ojukwu, and from there, let people understand, because they feel like us talking about another name is a confusion. How did we just start using that name Biafra?
That's a very difficult question, and I don't have all the answer to it. What I know, even hearing it from our leader's mouth, is that somebody called Opigo, after the Aburi Accord, when they were having the meeting, when they decided to go with it, when Ojukwu decided to go with his people, and Opigo suggested the name. And then our eternal leader asked, why Biafra? And he said, I will explain it to you later on. Whether he explained it to him, I don't know. Maybe we're going to find out. Maybe that's the research, that's the digging we have to do. We have to do a digging. And then I was in a forum, somebody was showing the bit of Biafra, the map, and all those things. Let me tell us these things. Your oppressor will always leave the information they want you to find. It's a tool of operation. They want you to believe you're a certain way. They're going to give you that information. They will make it available to you. What they want to hide from you, they will take it away from you. They don't want you to see it. They will take it away. You wouldn't see it. The things they want you to see, they will present it to you. It's called a psychological operation. They're manipulating your head. They're doing something to your head because they want you to think a certain way and act a certain way. So they're going to give you the information. When did the internet come into existence? And who are the people putting the information in the internet? They are the ones putting the information in the internet. The information they want you to see. The ones they don't want you to see, they will take it away and hide it from you. I was sharing with a friend how they gave the people in Europe, in the Americas, a different Bible. They took away the things that would empower the slaves and gave them the portion of the Bible they wanted them to have. They replaced it with the information they wanted the slave to be reading in the church to enslave them, because religion was one of the tools they're using. So they took away. I sent him pages of the original Bible and the slave Bible. The same thing, they did it to the Bible, they gave us too. They took out all the things that will empower us, gave us what they wanted us to read and to understand, because they want to enslave us. Your oppressor can never give you the power. They will never give you the tools to empower yourself. They can draw a map. When they were trying to invade us, they came through a certain way. They can draw a map, manipulate it how they want, put it in the internet, put it in Wikipedia. Look at what is his name? What is the name of this guy? He was like 90-something years. He went to Wikipedia and changed his years, took away 10 years from it. But it's in the Wikipedia, it's in the internet. So tomorrow you're going to tell me, I found his age, it's in the internet. I found it in Wikipedia. Who removed his original age, Them. The sons of darkness, they are the ones that removed his age. Put another information, the information they want you to see. But our leader is smart. Our leader already saw the Wikipedia before, knew the information that was in the Wikipedia. When they took it away and gave him a new age, he cut it out. He did a screenshot of both information. So somebody will come and beat his chest and say, it's in the internet, I found it in the internet. Who put it in the internet? That's a typical example. They took away 10 years from his age, inserted a new information, gave him a new age. And then somebody's going to tell me it's in the internet. They conquered us. They gave us Biafra. They put that the map was created in 18th century and put it in the internet for you. The internet is garbage in, garbage out. They give you the information they want you to access. They take away the information they don't want you to access. If this man can go to the internet and take away 10 years from his age, why can't they give you a map that says 18th century to prove your Biafra-ness? How come our ancestors, I did inquiries with older people. Some of them still remember when they started hearing Biafra. Some people are still alive. They started hearing, and I'm asking them, do you know what it means? Nobody knows what it means. Nobody knows what it means. We were given that name. We took the name. We started fighting a war with the name. And they're still using the name to kill us. And these old people don't know the origin. I've tried to find out what does it mean. Can somebody tell me what it means? Nobody's still able to tell me what it means. And I'm waiting for your audience to come up with a meaning because we want to know what this technically means. And then don't tell me you found a map. Whoever wants to enslave you will give you the map that you're looking for. When they give you the name, they're going to validate the name. When they don't want, they will take it away. It happened in our eyes a few months ago, last year. Somebody reduced his age, took away 10 years in the same internet. So now you're going to argue how old he is because you found it in the internet. Just the way they swiped, they took away books from the Bible and left the ones that they will use to enslave us. So somebody's going to tell me, somebody told me that Garden of Eden is in Israel. And I said, well, I said because my Bible tells me so. That's what the Bible says. How can the Bible tell you that the Garden of Israel is the Garden of Eden is in Israel when Israel came from us? From what you just heard. Some people came back. They came back through Sudan. What are they coming back? They're coming to their origin, to their father's house. They're coming back to where they started. They went there in search of food. And after some years, things didn't work out. They started looking to come back home. Our ancestors came back home. Some people who went to Israel, who were in the land of Canaan, they still started looking for their bread, for their siblings. They came home. That's why all the migrations were happening. They were all coming home. And then you're going to tell me that home is no longer where Garden of Eden is. That home is going to be in a land that is promised to them. This is a land that was promised to them. This is not their original home. Their original home is here in Idu. And the Garden of Eden is in their original home. And some of them came back from wherever they went and came back to original home. That's why the migration. And you're going to tell me my Bible tells me so. What logic, common sense tells you? What if your Bible is telling you that and your common sense is telling you that these people came from here, migrated, went in search of food to Egypt. From Egypt, they went to land, Canaan. Some people came from Egypt, came home to their father's compound. Some people came from Canaan to their father's compound. All of them came back. Just like the people of Igodomi, they started coming back after the war with the other people, Yoruba people. We are coming. We are all the same. We are Igbos. We are the people. This is our nation, Idu. Even the children of Israel, that is their home. Their home is where we are. Some of them are staying in the promised land. Some of them will eventually, when we get our independence, some of them may decide to come back home. This is the home where all of us started from. And you're going to tell me, my Bible tells me so. The Garden of Eden is in Israel. Why the inferiority complex? Because they want to destroy us. They want to make us inferior in everything, even denying that the Garden of Eden is where we are sitting. We want to make it, because we are people of no history. The little history we have, we are attaching to it. Oh, we are from Israel. We are this. Because they brainwashed us, took away our entire history. And now we are having something to hold on to. All of a sudden, we have a history. Oh, thank God we have a history. We just didn't fall from the sky. Oh, we are from Israel. No, we are not from Israel. Israel is from Idu. We all went to look for food after they sold, selling. After they sold their brother. Sold, sell. We're still selling up to today. They sold their brother. They were now enslaved for selling their brother. They thought they were looking for food. No, they were paying the price for selling their brother. That's why they weren't looking for food. That's why they were enslaved. That's why God and some of his siblings started coming down home. You always come back home. You always come back to your origin. That's why he came back to his origin. He came back to where he started. Some of them went to the promised land. They stayed in the wilderness all these years. Ended up in the promised land, in the land of Canaan. For reasons known to them, they decided to come back home. Everybody is from home. You always come back home. Whenever things doesn't work for you, you come back home. You come to your father's compound. When you have problem in your father's compound, you go to your mother's compound. You go to where your mother came from. We either go back to our mother or we go back to our father. So after their sojourn, they came back home. We're all still going to come back home because we are the same people. Everybody, we are Igbos. We are here. We are the people of Idu. The land that's filled with milk and honey. The Garden of Eden is in Idu. Even Israel knows that it's in Idu. And you don't tell me your Bible tells you. What Bible? Who manipulated the Bible? Do you want me to tell you the story of the Bible? I went to Bible school. I'm a pastor. I'm technically a pastor. I will tell you I've dug into the Bible. I know about the Bible. I know about things that were removed in the Bible. I know about the books that were hidden. So I will tell you more about that Bible that tells you that Garden of Eden is in Israel. That is pure stupidity. We need to wake up. They've lied to us enough. We can't buy into that lie anymore. We are intelligent. We have to help bring this kingdom of heaven on earth. The kingdom of heaven was on earth before Lucifer came. And it's going to come back because we're entering into a new dispensation. There's going to be world peace. We're going to live the way God ordained for us to live. We're going to live like kings and queens, princes and princesses. We're going to be honored and respected all over the world. Our nation is going to be the most powerful nation in the world. We're going to be the most admired people in the world. We're going to be the most spiritual people in the world. That is who we are. And the earlier we acknowledge it, the earlier we wash off these lies from our head, the better for us. The earlier we acknowledge who we are so that we can get into our own promised land. Believe me, even the people in Israel, people living over there will come back home. Because the spirit of Idu will bring all our children back home. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Nelly. I must say you are doing the work of a man. All our men are busy gossiping on radio. Gossiping. The next question I want to ask you, if you have another time, is the question is, what is the proof that all this thing you are saying is the truth? Because you keep on saying that the message was delivered to you. Who delivered the message to you? Or because some people say that you are being manipulated by some people calling you from Benin City or from Edo, telling you stories. That who is the person that delivered this message to you? Or you are being manipulated by these people that called you to confuse you? Please answer that question.
So the first question is who gave me the message?
Yes, who gave you this message? What is the proof that you have?
The message came from God. The message came from God, and I delivered the message. They can go hit their head in the pillar. They can take a rope and commit suicide. It doesn't change. It doesn't change me. It doesn't move me. My message to our people is a divine message. It's a message from Chukwuekike because our freedom is near. All the things that he has told me is because our freedom is near, and we have to know this truth so that we can be free. So they can take a rope and hang themselves. I don't care. And I'm going to keep on saying it. And I know who the message is from. And I'm telling you, it's a divine message. So if somebody called me to confirm that message, it's none of their business. God has used other people. God has used other people that are not even from Edo State to confirm the same messages. People have called me. Even things that I've not said, even things that I've not spoken out. People have called me to share that message with me. And it was so difficult for me to keep it a secret. Eventually I said, yes, on this day I received this message. You are right. Because the Bible said in the mouth of 2 or more witnesses, a truth is established. So they can go and hang the transformer. I don't effing care. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much. So you have answered the question. And just to say that, as a result of these revelations and this conversation about Idu, many people from Akwa Ibom have also come up with their own research. And some of them have sent me some research about it. The other day, somebody told me that there is Idu Uran. Idu Uran is a local government in Akwa Ibom. So, and then somebody came and said that there is Idu Uran in Akwa Ibom as well. And many people are making more research to come up to review, just to confirm, because it's not only Edo people are confirming it. That's why that's why I asked you that question. That some people say it's Edo people that are calling you to confuse you. But is it true that Edo people are calling you to confuse you? Can you answer that question?
Heck no, I'm the one calling them to make investigation because they are still the link to our name. These people are still the link to our name. I even got people who called me. This man is an Igbo man. He's the youngest. He went with the sword of Idu. I'm still trying to talk to our elders to find out where is that sword of Idu. Igodomigodo went with that sword. They said we need that sword back so that the spirit of our land will fight the battle like she has been fighting before. So they are the only link. Check all of us. How many of us still attach our name, our real name, Idu, to their name? It's only the people of Igodomigodo, and they are claiming they are different. Igodomigodo is not different. They are Igbo people. We are all Igbo people. We are the same. I was even talking to some people, and I talked to a brother, I think yesterday or 2 days ago. We are telling me there are some areas that still speak Igbo. He even told me stories about streams, that when it's time for women to have birth, they all gotta sweep it. They will never have any problem with childbirth. That is who we are. This is Idu. The name is a powerful name. So even tell me there are people that still speak Igbo in that area too. This is who we are. So that can validate my story when I said that they are Igbo. I don't know how they came with the name Igodomigodo, but I know they are Igbo people. Igodomigodo is Igbo. Igbo is Igodomigodo. It doesn't matter. Some people are selfish. Oh, we are only Idu. Why would you say everybody's Idu? Go and sleep. Go and sit down. Igodomigodo is Igbo. Igbo people are Igodomigodo. We are the same people. All of us are the same people. We are the origin, the Igbo. That's when everybody started. It's like having many children. When they grow up, they get married, they move, they migrate, they move to different places. When you're old enough, you get married, you don't stay in your father's compound. In our culture, the oldest son stays in the father's compound. Maybe that's why Igbo people are in their father's compound, the origin. Then the younger ones got married and moved. Moved to a different location, started having children there. Moved to another location, started having children there. We are from the same people, the same father and mother. We may have different names because our ancestors got older, moved, just like we do even to this day, got married, have children, stayed in that location. The people of Igodomigodo is the typical example of what happened when they started experiencing hardship. When they started experiencing hardship, they started coming home, back home. That's why you see the migration. Some ended in Ebonyi State, some ended in Anioma, in Onitsha, because there was trouble and they started coming home. When our ancestors were in Egypt, there were trouble, they started coming home. Some of them managed to go to Canaan, land of Canaan. When they didn't like it, they started migrating home. This is home. Igbo, Ubo is home. Idu is home for all of us. It doesn't matter where we go, we're still coming home. Even in this generation, after we get our freedom, there's going to be a DNA because the spirit of Idu will bring all our children home. We are all coming home. Even if it is the sixth generation of Idu people, we are going to come home. All we need, do your DNA. You get your passport, you're home. Because all of us are going to come home. Don't even be surprised if the nation of Israel, half of them decided to migrate down home. We don't know what is going to happen. Maybe we'll still be alive to see it. Maybe our children, the next generation, will be the ones to witness it. We don't know. The history has already shown us. Now, people in your area are confirming who we are. We cannot run away from who we are. That's who we are. And the devil cannot take it away from us because we're going to go back to being who we are. We're going to get our freedom based on the truth. We have to know the truth. The truth alone will set us free. The truth alone will make us free. We have found the truth. It doesn't matter what the enemy does. It doesn't matter what the sons and daughters of darkness does. It doesn't matter what the Luciferians do. It doesn't matter what anybody does. We already know who we are and we're getting our freedom. We're going to go back to how we used to be. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We all understand that. For me, listening to you is something that makes us understand that the do is something that's going to unite us together. It's a unifying factor. And just like I said, that people in Akwa Ibom have also started doing research and they have come up with more kind of evidence that there's Idu in Akwa Ibom, Idu Urwan in Akwa Ibom, one of the local government, and more people are still doing research. And we have also got information from people in Anambra, Imo, other places like that. That is a unifying factor, and we will not need to have a referendum. I know I've said that many times, but the question is, why did you wait until our leader was kidnapped before this revelation came? Because it's like this: if our leader had known this or this revelation was out, maybe our leader would have not been sold out. Why do you wait now? Because many people say that you are wicked, that you are evil for not saying this before our leader was kidnapped. Thank you.
I think they should direct the question to God. Why should God wait? Because when I'm giving the message is when I delivered it. I even hesitated. I know the experience I got. I know what happened to me. And I ran and delivered the message. So I think they should direct that question to God. God, why did you wait? Why did you wait until our leader was abducted? They have to understand that everything is working together for our own good. Everything is working according to God's timetable. Our leader said that strange things will happen after we finish reading the book of Psalms. We didn't read the book of Psalm 1 to 52 years ago last year. After we read it, things started happening. He said that things that are stranger than fiction will happen. Very strange things will happen. Strange things are happening. I delivered the message when I was when I received it. If I received it earlier, it would have made life much more easier because it would have come out in the mouth of our leader. There are so many things that I've spoken to our leader. As soon as I get the message, I will text our leader. And when I text him, I'm going to make sure to call him. He's a very busy man. I'll be like, did you receive my text? He'll be like, which one? Which message are you talking? Because I sent tons of messages. Which one? I said, oh, the one for this date and this date. And he'll be like, okay, let me go and read it. Maybe he'll read it from his day. Okay, that's when I know that he read it. I always want to make sure he reads it. So I wouldn't have hesitated into telling him this is the information I got. And he always verifies it. Most of the time, believe me, he would tell me, yes, I know. He'll be like, yes, you're correct, I know. Because he always knows that. I think my giving it back to him is always like a validation or a confirmation. Because I don't think he has ever said, oh, he didn't know, he'll think about it or whatever. So that is the time God chose according to his timetable. Maybe God is trying to test our faith to see if we're ready to get into this land. Maybe God wants to see if we are really people that can trust him and believe him. Maybe God is walking us through something, through a process. Maybe in this desert, in this wilderness, God is doing something to prepare us to where we're going to inhabit. We don't know that because we're not God. Because God is the one, he's the omniscient, he's the one that knoweth all things. But the good thing is that all we need to do is to just make sure we love God. Because the Bible says that all things work out together good for them that love God. Imagine now the kind of loves God. All things are working together for him. It doesn't matter where the enemy is coming from. He's still going to work for his good. Because the kingdom of heaven is here already. We need to grab it and step into it. And nobody can stop it. All we need to do is follow direction, follow God's instruction, show that we are willing and we are ready to inhabit that land. I believe that's what God is looking for. So when he says it, he's the one that decides when to say it and when not to say it. And he figures out what to do with it after he has said it already. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Nelly. I don't know how much more of a time you have to answer more questions.
One more question, and we can still schedule another day.
One more question, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, let me just...
About 2 hours?
Yes, 2 hours, 30 minutes.
Okay, maybe one more question.
Okay. So I'm gonna call somebody that called me the first time. And then I told him that it wasn't time for calls. So I'm just calling the brother now. Hopefully he's able to respond. Okay. And as we are waiting for this brother, please can you answer this question? This person has been asking this question for long. He said, please, my brother and Sima, ask her the fate of our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, whether he's going to come out alive or die in detention, because I'm afraid that Zoo government will like to kill her to quench the struggle.
Okay. So the question, nobody born of woman or man can destroy our leader. Nobody doesn't matter what they do. They cannot kill our leader. But I'm telling you, everything they are doing is, getting us closer to our freedom. If they had actually known that they are not going to be able to kill our leader, they wouldn't have sold him, paid money for people in IPOB to sell him, because they thought they could kill him. Nobody can kill him. If they had known they couldn't kill him, I don't think they would have taken the risk. Because they sold our leader, and he's in DSS dungeon. All these truths are coming out. Believe me, if our leader was here, I wouldn't be speaking. He wouldn't let me there things. He would tell me, wait. No matter how much trouble I make, he would tell, because I will always have to get consent from him before I speak. Our leader trusts some people. Our leader don't like people being hurt. Feeling people they pretend I'm in pain. You say this, my heart attack. Nelly said this, and I'm having a heart attack. Our leader don't want anybody to have a heart attack. That's why we're able to say this and talk about it now. Nobody can kill our leader. They can try, do whatever they want. No human can kill our leader. So I'm telling you, they don't have the ability to kill our leader. They've been trying everything possible. It took them more than a week to try to kill our leader in Kenya. They didn't kill him. They keep on poisoning him every day. They put this clothes. Do you think the clothes he's wearing is just for fancy? They know what they did. Everything is to destroy him. Everything is to destroy his memory. But it's not possible. We are the ones, when we are ready, we will show God that we are ready, and our leader will be released. Because they cannot hold him. He's a prophet. He's a savior for us. When the time is ready, and he cannot die again, because Christ already died for our freedom. All this thing is preparing us to get into our promised land. Everything that is happening It's working for our own good. It's working towards our freedom. It doesn't matter how many times they try to poison him in DSS dungeon. They cannot kill him. It doesn't matter how many times they shoot needles, shoot everything, take blood from his body 21 times, and people are telling us after the fact because they want to do fundraising. It doesn't matter if they see him. When some people look at him and they can, all they see is money, dollar, euro, naira. That's what they see. That's all they care about. It doesn't matter what they do. Nobody can destroy him. At the appointed time, when we do the things that are necessary, Jehovah Chukwekike Abiyama is going to bring out his son. It is our job to do what we can. We have to show our faithfulness to God. We have to show our love for our leader. We have to do whatever we can. You know when something is evil. We can never do any evil to free him. We know what is pure because we have to be whiter than white. We have to show our faith. We have to be found worthy to be able to inhabit that land. We have to go through experiences that will help us develop our constitution, that will help us develop our laws in our new nation. Because we have to live as pure people. We have to be whiter than white. We have to be whiter than snow. And this is the time for us to get ready to step into that promised land and live like princes and princesses, king and queens, and live in a land that is filled with milk and honey. We are just in a preparation. It's like a woman in labor. We are going through the labor pains. And part of it is our faithfulness. And God will release our leader when the time comes. Nobody can kill our leader. Nobody can destroy. It doesn't matter. They can poison him every single day in DSS dungeon. They will not be able to take away his life. Thank you.
Very much, Dr. Nelly. We have a caller on the line. He said he has a question. Hello, what is your name and where are you calling from, please?
Yeah, I'm Nelly by name. I'm calling from Germany. Yeah. I just want to ask Dr. Nelly a question because she said something, she made mention about the Israelites, that they will be coming home, they will test, they will collect their DNA. Is it the ones in the Middle East or the ones late Adolf Hitler called the necklace of God that are in America? So I want to know the one she's talking about.
All right, thank you. She's going to answer. Listen.
My dear, the answer to your question is that I don't know. All I know is that all the children of Idu are going to come back home. I know that people that are living in the land of Canaan, the Israelites, they are from Idu. Some of them may come home. We don't know. But one thing is sure, all of us are coming back home. Wherever we are all over the world, we are going to come back home. If some people choose to come home, if all of them come home, I don't know. If a few of them are coming home, I don't know. One thing is sure, we are coming home. It's not just people in Israel. It's us all over the world. We're going to come home. We're going to inhabit our land. We're going to live in our land. We're going to live in this land that has been given to us. That's one thing I know. So whoever is coming and who is not coming, I don't know. If the people of Israel choose to come, I don't know. Some part of them may decide to come. Don't forget that some of them still came and are living with us. So why would we be surprised if in the next 20 or 30 years, when we fix our nation and some group decide to come, they may not come, like in thousands. 2 or 3 people may decide to migrate. Maybe another year, 10 or 20 more people, 300,000 people. We don't know how it's going to come. But we know that God said that he's going to bring all his children. The spirit of Idu will bring all our children wherever we are. We are going to come home. That's one thing I know. Maybe with time, we're going to find the answer to this question.
Thank you, Dr. Nelly. Can we just take this question? Hello, what's your name and where are you calling from, please?
My name is Shimasa Joseph. I'm calling from United Arab Emirates.
Yes, go ahead. What is your question?
Okay. My question is to Dr. Nelly. I don't know. When you are fostering a kind of a project, I believe you must understand everything in it. And when you are objecting against a certain thing, and you can be able to give a good clarification so that your listeners or your audience could be able to understand you, like maybe the people that in this platform that are listening have equally asked the same question.
What is your question, brother? What is your question?
My question is to Dr. Nelly is that has she been able, because if people keep asking some questions, Biafra, you need to convince people what is the meaning of Biafra. When you say you don't believe in Biafra, automatically you need to give a clear understanding so that people will see reason and believe in you. So what is the meaning of Biafra that makes you to run away from Biafra and believing in Ido? I am your good follower, and I want you to answer me in a way that will correct more.
My brother, did you not listen to the broadcast? All right, Dr. Nelly is saying something. Go ahead.
Of your village.
He said, what is the name of your village? Do you have a village? What is the name?
I came from Aruchuku, Abia State.
What does Aruchuku mean?
She said, what does Aruchuku mean?
Abia State. Aruchuku and Abia State.
Aruchuku mean before?
Yeah, what is the meaning of Aruchuku?
Aruchuku is the people of God. Aruchuku is the people of God.
Thank you.
Is God. Aru is a people.
Thank you. So
now, people of God.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm glad you actually have a meaning to your. That's going to take my question to a different dimension. Now you know that Aruchuku is the arrow of God. People from what is the meaning of Biafra? You should
okay, she's asking you what is the meaning of Biafra, if you know. Do you know the meaning of Biafra?
No, I don't know the meaning of Biafra because from my tender age, after the war, I was born after the war, about 8 years after the war. And the plight of Biafra has been a major concern to me. So when I talk about Biafra, I believe I'm talking about freedom. So the freedom of the Igbo race, the Igbo people, despite our different dispensations of believing on our own self, not believing in oneness. Because I know the history between Aruchuku and Akwa Ibom. We are brother. Aruchuku, the people of Aruchuku and Akwa
Ibom. Brother, you are deviating. You are deviating. Dr. Nelly, what do you say?
I'm not deviating.
No, he asked me what is the meaning. No, he asked me what is the meaning of Biafra.
So you asked Dr. Nelly the meaning of Biafra when you don't know the meaning of Biafra. Is that what you are saying?
I was also born after the war.
Yes.
Why did you
okay, brother. No problem. Brother, I thank you for calling. I have to let you go and listen to the program. That is the reason why Dr. Nelly. That is the reason why Dr. Nelly.
Maybe you can help us. Go and do your research. Come back and help
so
us.
you say go and do your research and come back. If you have a superior argument, you bring it on board. Thank you very much, brother.
And then we are not people of Idu. I need you to bring evidence that we are not people. We are not from Idu. That's what I want to hear. I want people to challenge me and say, no, we are not Idu. All of us are Idu. We are one person. We are one people. We are from the same parents. That's what all of us are. And that's what the sons of Edom don't want us to know. Because once we recognize who we are, our leader wouldn't be running helter-skelter, trying to convince people, you are Biafra, I'm not Biafra. You are Biafra. In fact, people that say they are not Biafra are right. They are right because they know who they are. They know they are not Biafra. They gave us a name that will bring a division among us. They don't want us to get who we are because we cannot deny who we are. We are the people of Idu, and nobody can deny that we are the people of Idu. That's why they gave us a fake name, Biafra, knowing there is going to be division, knowing we will never come together to agree, because that's not who we are. That's a name that was invented and given to us. How can somebody invent a name and give to us? You know your father's name. You know your great-grandfather's name. And somebody will invent a name and give to you. Some people will say, no, that's not me. That's not me. That's not my name. That's why we have all this division. And that is what is holding our freedom. Because once we all unite and come together, we will get our freedom. That's why they gave us a fake name, knowing some people will not agree. Some people will fight against it. And do you blame them? It's not who they are. That's not their father's house. That's not their name. That's not their father's name. That's not their inheritance. That's a name that was invented and given to them. That's why they don't want to answer our name. Our real name are Idu, which unifies all of us, which when we come together, we get our freedom. They want that division. They want helter-skelter. People run, no, I'm not this, I'm not that. No, then our leader for years suffered to tell us who we are, to unite us. Still, we are not united. Now God is exposing who we are, telling us who we are. We know it. But because he came from the wrong person, we don't acknowledge it. And we're going to keep on dying until we acknowledge it. We are the people of Idu. Like Isima said, we don't need a referendum because we know who we are. That's what they are afraid of. That's why all the powers and principalities, that's why all the leaders of the world don't want us to know who we are. Because once we know who we are going to unite and we fight for what belongs to us. So my brother, don't come up with a question that doesn't make any sense.
Thank you very much, Dr. Nelly, for that. And upon what you are still explaining, we still have foolish people here. After this, I blocked this person. He said, please, what is the meaning of Biafra? You have not answered that question, Dr. Nelly. And that's what she's telling you. She's telling you that even she don't know the meaning of Biafra. Nobody knows the meaning of Biafra. But we know at least the meaning of Idu. And you are still coming here to talk nonsense, causing confusion. I'm going to block you so that next time when you come back alive, you can be able to learn properly. Dr. Nelly, I want to know if you still have more time because I have lots of calls. Do you want to take one or two again? The people like to really talk with you. I don't know if you still have more time.
Maybe too, but don't let me fight with anybody because I'm
I'm not gonna. That's why I said allow me. When I want to talk, you talk. That's the problem. Allow me to talk. There are many things I can answer.
Okay.
Hello, what is your name and what is your where are you calling from, please? Go ahead.
Hi, this is Pastor. I'm calling from the United States. How are you doing today?
Very well. Please, what is your question?
I just want to say some certain things to Dr. Nelly. I appreciate her for all she's done. I like to also make some things clear to her that you see, she said a lot of things that are currently happening, but unknowingly to her, maybe she got it spiritually or whatever, maybe by prose or whatever. A lot of things are really happening on that ground, which she might not even be aware, but based on what she's saying, she got a little knowledge of what's happening. Idu is Igodomigodo. Idu is Ubinu, and Idu is Bini. Idu is Igodomigodo. Idu is Ubinu, and Idu is Bini. If you watch currently why most people don't understand why you have COVID-19 around the world. COVID-19 around the world came out just because some Israelites are tracing their DNA back to the Bini Empire. So people don't really understand this. And then currently in the United States, we have African American descendants tracing their origin back to Africa. Majority of them are the Jews. You understand that? So a lot is happening. If you recently watch, you find out that the artifact is being returned back to the Benin Kingdom. So that is a sign of something that is happening on that ground that people don't really understand. So I just want her to understand that she's a little bit right, but she's missing up on certain things, but she's on the right track. Thank you very much, guys.
Thank you for calling.
Thank you. Yes, a lot of things are happening. My brother, there are certain things that things are going to unfold, and so many things will begin to unfold, and then probably that's time for me to talk about a couple of other things. You made mention of COVID-19. People don't know what is behind, what prompted COVID-19. When you tell them we are leaving an old dispensation and getting into a new dispensation, they will not understand it. They don't understand the reason for COVID-19. And believe me, my brother, if I start to talk about, they already think I'm crazy. What do you think? They're going to leave the message that I'm trying to deliver and start talking about something else. COVID-19, everything is because of us.
Dr. Nelly.
Hold on, let me finish. There's the new world religion. That was when the Lucifer was planning to take over the world. We were never supposed to come in existence. But because God has defeated the powers of darkness, God has defeated Lucifer. That's why Idu, the nation of Idu, the kingdom of God in heaven is going to come down on earth. And we're going to have the next 1,000 years of peace. There are so many things related to COVID-19. I'm sorry to say it. There are a lot of people that took this vaccine that is going to die next year. I don't want to go into that. This is designed. This is part of the Armageddon. There are so many things happening in America and all over the world. They don't understand that most of these leaders that you see are non-existent. Some of them are cloned. They are fake. They are not real. There are so many things that have happened. There is a war that went on. There's a war of Armageddon that happened in America. It happened all over the world. Most of these leaders you see have died because they worship Lucifer. They're agents of darkness. They've been eliminated because God himself, the angels of God, fought this battle. People will go crazy when I tell them that Trump and Putin, we are the ones that God used to fight this battle. They will go crazy when I tell them that Trump, Putin, and Kanu are the warriors that God is using to deliver us from the old dispensation to the new dispensation. There are so many things they won't understand. When the time comes up, we're going to start disclosing those things. But everybody that has fought Idu, they're going to die. Most of them have already died. It's just like we are IPOB. ESN is fighting battle, dying. Some people are celebrating, having birthdays, having marriages. But some people are in war. That is exactly what happened in America. People will find out what happened underground. People will find out the battle that happened between the White Hats and the Illuminati, the evil, the devil worshipper, the agents of darkness. People are going to find out their family members who lost their people in battle, in war, just like we're losing people in war. And other people are celebrating. People will begin to understand that when the Bible described Armageddon, it's entirely different from what we are seeing right now. The way the Bible described it is not exactly the way it's happening. But the people that are into it knows. So there's so many things that are going to happen. And any nation that fights against Idu, especially in the coming year, that nation will be eliminated. America is going to be disintegrated. Because everybody will be individual. We will all be individual worshiping God in truth and in spirit. There's not going to be any World Health Organization. There's not going to be any United Nations. There's not going to be any this and that. Clocking back together. Devil is bringing all this together to make sure it's easier for him to control the world. All these people are going to be separated. We're going to be individuals, just like the way God created us. We're going to worship God in truth and in spirit. You won't believe it now, but I'm telling you, there's not going to be anything in the United States of America. Everybody will go their separate ways. Even Britain, there's not going to be anything like UK. People will go their ways. All the nations that will fight against Idu, they will all be destroyed. All the human beings that the devil are going to use to fight it, they will all be destroyed. That is part of the Armageddon. After the end of that war, we're going to enter into the new dispensation. There are so many things to tell people. All these people, many people that took this COVID, they're going to die. I'm sorry. That's part of the battle. That's part of the war. There is so much going on. And there are things that I'm not going to get into. But I'm glad that you made that call. It gave me the opportunity to give a little bit of insight. So I feel sorry for people, anybody that is working against the restoration of our nation. I feel bad for them because they have no idea what is going on. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Nelly. Do you want us to pick up another question or we end it?
Will this be the really last one? The really last one.
Okay. Hello, our lucky last caller, but not the least. What is your name and where are you calling from, please?
Hello, Sima, how are you?
Fine, thank you. Yourself?
Yeah, good job. I have just a simple question to Dr. Nelly. She's doing a great job. But since she said that as we are fighting for the building out of our leader, that we should also be doing multiple tasks, doing other things like raising funds and things like that, which is a good idea. So my question now is this. Since we can be doing multiple tasking, is it not good that we also told a part of the Ambazonians, because their own leader was also arrested, but at the same time, they are fighting for their freedom, claiming their territory. Is it not a good idea to also told that same method of Ambazonia, because we are losing men, our men are dying every time. The money we spend in burying them, taking care of their families, the war is already going on.
Brother, it's a good suggestion. Sorry for you to talk about this thing. What is your idea to make that happen? Dr. Nelly is championing something, and we also need other people to champion something. It's not Dr. Nelly that's going to champion all this. But Dr. Nelly has something to say. Go ahead.
Add a little bit to what he's saying. My brother, that's the same thing I'm saying. The Ambazonia, what they did, they got rid of the evil people inside, the house rats. They got rid of the house rats before they were able to fight the rats outside. We have internal enemies. Ambazonia took care of these internal enemies. And that's how they were successful. Until we rise and take care of our internal enemies, we're going to keep on going in circles. There are people that will take our information and give it out. I am here telling you guys about these evil people. I'm telling you what they are doing, how they are giving our information to our enemies, to the sons of Edom, the uncircumcised. There's every evidence that our leader was sold and betrayed. Until we take care of that, we're going to keep on going in circle. Is one person going to do it? No. So my suggestion is that all the followers, true followers of Mazin Nandekan, should come together. We need to form a forum. Look, this is what we did in North America. All of us came together, formed our forum. We are doing our own thing. We don't care about DOS. We don't care about anything they are doing. We are doing our own thing. God mandated for us to help fund ESN. And that's what we came together. We don't care what the agents of Lucifer in the DOS are doing. We came back, fortified our territory. We are doing the best we can to support ESN. We are doing the best we can to make sure our leader comes out. We did what we can do. We cut DOS off. That's an agent from darkness. DOS is a tool that is being used by the devil. So until we do what Ambazonians did, how are we going to do? We're going to cut these people off. We're supposed to come together. We agree on what to do. We start eliminating these people, just like the Ambazonians did. If we keep on dancing around them, DOS this, DOS that, we are wasting time. We are going to keep on going in circle. Dr. Ayaba tried to make contact with DOS, members of the DOS. They declined him. They didn't want to meet with him because they know he has a solution. They know he has a strategy. They know that the strategy they use works for them. That's why they didn't want to give him audience. That's why they don't want us to implement that strategy. Until we come together and cut them off, we're going to be going in circle. There's something I'm going to say. It's going to be very strange. Believe me, people of Ambazonia, I'm not going to tell you it's all of them. They're also Idu. When the time comes, they're going to find out they're also Idu. I don't know how it's going to happen in the next couple of years when we get our freedom. But they are also from the nation of Idu. Whenever I talk to Ayaba or any of them, I will let them know. These are who you guys are. And if they're getting their freedom, it means that we, the original people, are also going to get our freedom. Until we do something, we're not going to fold our hands and complain and whine and cry. We have to take the laws into our hands. Look at our brothers and sisters in Israel. They bring the war. They will finish the war for you. We need to arise. We need to get rid of all the evil people, all the agents of Lucifer. There are so many Luciferians among us. They are in the leadership. We boycott them. We get rid of them. We do what we need to do. We get our freedom. And we stop dying. We're supposed to live in a land that's filled with milk and honey. I am in a hurry to get to that land. And every single one of us should be in a hurry to enter into a land that is filled with milk and honey. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Nelly. Thank you very much for answering that question. I think maybe there will be a day that we are going to do question and answer because we have lots of people calling in, but we are not going to be able to respond to them right now. My suggestion is if you have a question, send it to my number and I'll be able to forward it to Dr. Nelly. And next time when we are coming, we'll be able to bring all the questions and answer them one after the other. You know, one thing I want to say is that Dr. Nelly is championing something. And somebody else have another idea. Champion something. I don't know. The last caller, I don't think is a good idea to me, anything what he just said. Because everything he said, we have already known them. The problem is that who is championing something? Who is championing something? We can't be calling and be asking one person to be doing everything. Champion something. Bring your idea. Our leader say anything that you can do to give us freedom, do it. Champion it. Bring the idea and whatever thing you need will be supported, will be given to you for you to do whatever you're supposed to do. We have said this thing many, many times. I don't know why some people don't understand. We have said it. I mentioned 3 strategies. I always repeat it. One of the last strategy I mentioned is our community defense system. Every community, set up your defense system to protect your community. And if you need any assistance, if you need any help, send message, call us, and we'll be able to give you guidance. We have said that. We have not seen people come out to talk to us. We only see people calling in and be either abusing us and talking all kinds of things. You cannot stop people doing what they are doing. And because we're already determined to, if you know better, bring your good idea, start it up, and then other people will back you up. That is the way to do it. The greatest gift we can give to our leader is for all of us to be radicalized for this movement. It's not just going to be Dr. Nelly. It's not just going to be Nsima. It's not going to be Simon Ekpa. It's all of us. We all have something that we can do. That is one thing that we must understand. It's very, very necessary for us to understand that. If not, we'll be waiting for ESN to go and fight for us in Akwa Ibom. Or when it happened in Anambra, we wait for ESN to go and fight in Anambra. But why there are people already in Anambra? That is something that is very, very important. Dr. Nelly, I want you to give your last word because there are still calls. We can't pick up calls except if you want me.
We study a day
for another day. Please, what is your last word? And what is the hope for our people? Thank you very much.
Our nation, the Idu nation, is already here. Our nation is the kingdom of heaven on earth. Nobody can take it away from us. We are the people of Idu. It doesn't matter how much they fight, how much they kick. Katriona Land can run to above Benin. They can Obasanjo can run to Igbo community and start having meetings. It doesn't matter what they do. It doesn't matter what the powers and principalities do. We know who we are. And we are going home. You cannot change it. We are the ones that will delay it. We can delay it. The delay is not denial. The delay is in our hands. We can delay it, but at least we know who we are. We are the people of Idu. We are the original inhabitants of this earth. We are the original people on this earth. We are the people that inhabited the Garden of Idu, Garden of Eden, as they call it. This is who we are. This is what is going to empower us. There is power in the name Idu. There is power in the name Idu. I'm going to say it to the third time. There is power in the name Idu. Once we acknowledge it, we're able to still get a fragment of our history. The history of the war between Idu and Oba. We know how they screamed Idu, Idu. And the angels of the Lord came and struck their enemies and destroyed them. That is what we need to bring back. That is who we are. We need to bring it back. We need to acknowledge who we are so that the host of heaven will fight this battle. So that they will destroy the sons of the uncircumcised. So that they will destroy all the powers and principalities. All the enemies, all the leaders of the world that conspired, that came against us. This is a name that we will use to defeat. Our name is like a two-edged sword. It strikes back and forth. You cannot contain that name. We need to use that name. That's the spirit we use. We need to finish the end of this battle. Because Chukwokika Abiyama said that he is the one, the only one that will give us our freedom. Because his glory is shared with no man. It doesn't matter how long we deny it. It doesn't matter how long we prolong it. God has blessed us with the knowledge of knowing who we are. The earlier we work on it, accept it, the better for us, and the earlier we stop dying. I'm not saying we need to change our name. I'm saying that whatever we have to do to have our leader come out, we have to do it. When our leader comes out, he has to decide. I want us to know who we are, because that's going to help our leader. Our leader is not going to come out and go to and start broadcasting. No. He's going to come and release our flag. We need to be prepared, waiting for him, so that as soon as he comes out, he's going to mount that flag. We're going to chase the uncircumcised away from our land. We need to stop dying. Meanwhile, we need to stop dying. If anybody thinks that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is going to come out and hop on the radio and start shouting, you are Biafra, you are not Biafra, you are Biafra, no, I'm not Biafra, you are this, no, that's a mistake. Because we already know who we are. God is preparing everything for him to come out. And we need to be ready to receive him. So as soon as he comes, he's going to declare our nation. Whatever name he chooses to declare our nation does not stop us from being free. What is going to stop us from being free is lack of knowledge. We're going to continue to die and perish for lack of knowledge. The Bible said that my people died for lack of knowledge. Lack of knowledge is what is killing us. Now we have knowledge, we know who we are. All we have to do is accept who we are. Nobody's asking anybody to change their name. We have to accept who we are. We have to pronounce our name, pronounce the name. If Igodo people have not been pronouncing Idu, I don't think we would have been existing. Because they're still able to pronounce that name. Because look at all of us all over the world. They are the only ones that retain that name. People think it's only because they are the ones that know. This is who we are. They are the only people among all of us that retain that name. Because they pronounce that name. The power in the name was still manifest. It's still manifest in our life. We still excel. Despite everything that the devil is doing to us, we still excel. Do we still have the curse that is placed on us? Yes. We betray. We betray and we betray. We sell each other. We die. We are under that curse. And we need to reject it. We need to get over it. There's a covenant. That covenant has to be broken. We cannot shed our blood anymore. We refuse to shed our blood anymore. I'm pleading with every single one of us. Seek the truth. Seek the truth. Please seek the truth. Know the truth. Acknowledge the truth so that we can be free. It doesn't matter where it's come. We're in a desperate situation right now. Anything that can help us, we need to grab it. We need Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to come out. We need for our nation to be declared. There are so many things going on. Right now, Kanunta Kanu and his cohort formed a new website. Go check their website, ipobusa.org. Everything that is in our old website, all the killings, people drinking mud water, people being killed, all of us being slaughtered, they wiped it. They made a clean website for the zoo government. They went to make sure that our old website is blocked and closed so that nobody will know what happened to us. So that all of us that died, no nation will be able to have access to it. They opened a new clean website, very beautiful website. You will never know that we are being slaughtered. Go check Kanunta Kanu's new website. Go see what they're doing. Nothing about Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. All they're doing is raise funds for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, for legal fund. All the people that were killed in Afaruku, all the people that were killed in Emene, all of us that were slaughtered, nobody, not even a single picture in their new website. Because they're helping the zoo, they're helping the uncircumcised to make sure that our history of all the slaughter is wiped out. They're helping them make sure that when these people go to ICC, there is no record of us being killed and slaughtered. These are the people that is inside us. Lucifer is still using our own people to fight us. Ask Kanunta Kanu and his cohort, the DOS, why would they will go and develop a new website, a clean website? You will not see a single person being slaughtered. But we are slaughtered in the thousands every day. The pictures are in our old website, in our Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's website. Why do they want to get rid of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's website? Why did they develop a new website? You will never see a single picture of the way we were killed and slaughtered in their new website. Ask yourself why. Why are we still doing this to ourselves? Why are they still using the name of Biafra to kill us? Why? Why would Kanunta Kanu do this to his own brother, to his own people? Why don't Kanunta Kanu want the world to see what happened to us, how we have been slaughtered? Why would they divert people's attention to their new website, telling them to go donate in the new website, knowing that people will go to that new website, knowing they will not see a single one of us being killed and slaughtered? Why is the devil using him to fight Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? Why is the devil using Kanunta Kanu to fight the people of Idu? Ask yourself, why would he develop a new website? What is wrong with our old website? This has pictures of all the crime that was committed against us. Why would somebody not want people to see what was done to us? Why would anybody not want people to see how we were killed and slaughtered? Why would they help our enemies to cover all the crimes that were committed against us? Why would Kanunta Kanu and his cohort develop a new website? Why would the DOS sanction a new website? And why are you waiting? Why are you going to wait for them to finish killing us? Why are you waiting? We need to rise up. This is the time to rise up. This is a battle between light and darkness. Lucifer has possessed some of us. And it's time that we raise our sword and fight these people. It's time that we call the name of Idu. We need to call the name of our ancestors. It's a warrior. It's a fire name to fight these people. We need to get rid of these people. We need to work hard to get our leader released. We need to get our freedom. I want every one of us to please send this message far and wide. We need to embark on Sunday sit at home. The Ummah that has proposed a Sunday sit at home. These are the things that we need to start working on. We need to stay at home on Sundays. Religion is one of the weapons that Lucifer is using against us. We need to fight back. We need to fight back. We need to stay at home on Sunday and on Monday. And after we start sitting home on Sunday and Monday, we need to add Fridays. These uncircumcised people need to go back. They are not going to be allowed to worship in our land. The false god, all those demons they introduced to our land. We're going to sit on Sunday. We're going to sit on Monday. We're going to sit on Friday. We're going to keep on sitting until they release our leader. We're going to come together and implement sanctions from them. They will not take revenue. They will not take money from us anymore. We're going to say no. The money they're taking from our land is what they are using to import all these people from all over the world, Chad and all these places, bring them to our land. You see all the people that David Wanketomari brought to our land in the name of Ebubago. It's our money that they are using. If we stop paying the VAT, they won't have money to be importing all these demonic people to fight us, to kill us. We need to sit at home on Sunday. We need to sit at home on Monday. We need to add Friday when the time comes. There are men of God who are praying. They are giving us days and times to fast. Let's follow their regulations. Let's just do what they say. Let's not argue. We are giving instruction first month. There are some things to do second month. There are things to do third month. Let's be doing it. All we want is our leader to come out. If anybody brings their suggestion, please let's follow the suggestion. We're in a critical stage. We're in a critical situation. Anything that can help us, we need to grab onto it. If they say let's fight for 2 days, please let's fight for 2 days. If they say 3 days, let's just do it until our leader is released. Let us fight, most importantly, fight the evil within us. Go to Kanu's website. Ask him, where are all the people that are killed, that were killed? Ask him, what about all the people that was killed in his father's compound? Ask Kanu where he was during Operation Python Dance. Where did he go? What happened? Where was he? Where are all the people that are making to drink mud? Ask Kanu why he doesn't have the crimes that is committed against us in his new website. Ask Kanu why he's helping our enemies to wipe the history of what is done to us. Just like they wipe the history of who we are. Why is he working with our enemies to destroy us? What is the point of Kanu and Nenayana developing a new, and the DOS developing a new website? What happened to the website that has all the atrocities that is committed to us? I charge you to go to their website and ask them questions. Get pictures from the real pictures that happened to us. Take it to their website. Ask them, why is this not in your website? Why don't you want the world to know that all these people were killed? What are you hiding? Ask them why they are working with our enemies against us. Ask them why. Ask them why. I'm going to stop.